Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're celebrating Haiti. Not the headlines, but the heart of Haiti. Tonight we have a young lady that is a positive content creator all over TikTok, showcasing Haiti in the best way. I want you guys to welcome Miss Dorothy. Don't forget to please share this live and don't forget to go and visit her channel and subscribe to her channel as she is doing her best to grow her channel on YouTube. I thank you guys. Please excuse us too as we get onto the show. I had a little bit of technical difficulties, not sure what was happening, but I'm glad we quickly got it fixed. Let's welcome our guests. And guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Welcome. We are live. How are you, Miss Dorothy?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
It's a pleasure to have you accept my invitation, our invitation here on Life in Haiti. And we just want to thank you for coming on with me tonight.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to talk to you.
Awesome. A lot of people may have not seen you on TikTok or maybe on YouTube. And you are one who decided to come back to Haiti and you're not looking back. Can you introduce yourself for someone who have not seen you and don't know anything about Miss Dorothy?
Okay. So I moved to Haiti in 2022. Prior to moving to, so I was not born in Haiti. So prior to moving to Haiti, I was born in the States. I lived in Houston, Texas. I was a teacher. That was my dream job. I was living a good life. I had a professional job. I had just bought in a house a couple of years before I moved. So I was kind of checking off those boxes of what success looks like for, for people in the US. And something was just, I was just always curious about living abroad, not necessarily Haiti, but just in general. I always felt like I can live in another country. And I would say that to people, oh, I could live in another country. I could live in another country. And then, as I got older, my parents got older as well, and they started to prepare their retirement, and they started to feel like, you know what, we don't want to retire in the States either. And that wasn't something I grew up hearing them say. I didn't have parents that, like, when you're young, you just keep hearing people say, oh, we're going to Haiti, we're going to Haiti. That wasn't my upbringing. And so when they started to say it, it really was like, it made me more curious, like, okay, if they're serious about this, I want to be comfortable in Haiti, because at that time I hadn't traveled to Haiti either. And so I was like, how are my parents planning to retire somewhere that I've never been? And then we started going every year as a family. And then from there, it was like, how are my parents building their house and wanting to retire in a country that I'm not even comfortable going to from the airport to the house by myself? I don't know anything. And that discomfort was really alarming to me. I was like, these are my parents and they're investing and they're building and this is their country and I want to be more involved. I didn't know if the involved was going to be moving, but it was on my mind in some way, shape, or form that I wanted to be comfortable with Haiti. I wanted to be comfortable in Haiti because just like so many other people, I was ignorant about the reality of what life in Haiti was like as well. And so that's how, I'm sure we'll talk about the details, but, fast forward to 2022, I was in Haiti and I moved to Haiti and I've been here ever since.
Wow. I'm sure a lot of people are asking themselves, what inspired you to move back to Haiti from the United States? What about Haiti? I mean, what was the inspiration behind your move?
It was definitely God-led, because during the time I was really very much like working on my faith. I grew up Christian, so I've always believed in God, and it was just a time. So I did this program called Freedom with my church in the Conversate, and during that program, we did 12 weeks of prayer and praying on very specific things. And there's a specific detail in the program that I always like to bring up is that they had asked us in the program, where are you in your faith level? Is it knee in the water? It's like, see your faith as an ocean. Where are you in the ocean? Are you standing at your ankles? Are you ankle deep, knee deep, or waist deep? Or are you fully immersed in the ocean, meaning you're fully immersed in your faith? And for me, I was very honest about saying I'm waist deep. Like, I trust God, I know God, but I'm not immersed. Like, there's areas of my life that I just can't trust him with, such as work, because when you're in America, you always have this stress. And it's not only American. I don't say that to be negative, but there's just stress on you that just makes you feel like you're not ready. You're not ready. So finances and career were something that I was very stressed about, as far as how am I going to build a future with this salary? How am I going to, what am I doing? And so I was always looking for side hustles, always looking for stuff. So I was honest in the program where I said, I'm waist deep. I can't fully trust him with finances, and I can't fully trust him with my career. And I was just open about that. And then we started to pray on that. And the funny thing is, the lady that I was praying for, her name is Natalie. She was Haitian, and I did not know that the whole program. And we were like the only 2 Black people in the program. So it's so funny because she was Haitian, and I did not know that because she did not present Haitian. One of the ignorant things for me too, because I wasn't used to Haitians looking so diverse as well. So and then at the end of the program, I found out she was Haitian, which I found so interesting. And so yeah, it was that element of faith, and then the worldly element was financial, was generational wealth. I was really involved in like financial literacy and education, and I was learning a lot about generational wealth. And I was like, well, it's so crazy that, people come from different countries and different parts of the world. And and you have parents, most of us have parents that have land in Haiti, houses in Haiti, grandparents, all this type of stuff. Like, why are we starting from zero in the US? Why am I stressed starting from zero when my parents are already kind of on level 3 in Haiti or level 4? Like, why can't I just continue to build where they've built from instead of starting over? And so those 2 things together really like fueled the inspiration and motivation to go to Haiti.
Do you now trust him with your finances?
I fully trust him with my finances. This has been 4 years of manna every day. Okay. I'm just like, I don't know. Because I was not an entrepreneur before I lived in Haiti. I had never worked for myself in this way. And so now living in Haiti, where, it's not easy, and being fully very much I'm very much island type person. It's okay. I have it today. I have it. I don't have it. I don't have it. And that's a freedom that I've never had in the States. And I was never unemployed in the States. I always worked, always, but you just, you don't have that freedom. You always feel like you don't have enough. And here I've learned to be okay. Like it's not,
yes, it's not.
I've done the best I can. Yeah.
That's what's up. How did your family and friends react when you shared, "Là où dit maman et papa, moi vle retourner vivre Haïti. I want to come back and live in Haiti." What was the reaction like?
Best ideal I had ever said. Pulimem, it was like the ring in his head, like, yes, that's perfect. So my dad was happy, but maman mi pou kote finales. Epi premi ane a, maman avek papa mte vizite an pil, chak 2-3 mwa yo rentre, so yo, finalman yo te vinales. Le yo we mwen ales, yo te vinales. Men, original, yo te kompon pou ki sa mde vle fè sa, paske yo menm te yon gran pati nan kapasite a, kom si nan vle ale a, paske se yo menm ki te komase, so yo te kompon, men, yo pat finales net. Kon ya zaman, my friends, zami Amerikem yo pat fin kompon, men yo te positive, yo te kon si supportive. Men zami Haitien yo, se yo mem, we have a lot of, forgive me for any of them that are on this call, but we have there's a lot of negativity in our community. And so there was most of the unsupport that I received did come from like Haitians, other like Haitian friends that really just felt like there's nothing to do in Haiti. We don't want you to go and waste your life in Haiti. And so that was, yo pa di sa kon sa, man, like after year 1, after year 2, the type of questions they're asking and those things like that. Then you start dating somebody in Haiti and it's like, it's just like you feel it, you see it. But that,
Dorothy, did you have a defining moment in the United States where you just said, I've had enough and I'm leaving here? What?
No, I did not. I didn't have any problems in the US. The want to live somewhere else was a desire, but it's not because I didn't like the US. But I guess what the defining situation was, it wasn't necessarily to live somewhere else, but it was, so I was a teacher, and as a teacher, you're at the school from like 7:30 to 4, and you get to school and there are parents there before you, and kids dropped off before you, and then you leaving work at 4 and there are kids still there. And that's the reality, because everybody's has to work. And so while I was teaching, I knew, I was like, I don't want to have to live a life where I can't like be involved in my kid's life. And that wasn't my dream. Like, I was like, I don't want to have to live a life where I choose work over my family and kids and things like that. So I started to kind of think about that, like, how can I make that happen? And God just led me to the answer without knowing that living abroad would be the answer, without knowing living in Haiti would be the answer.
Wow. There's a lot of people who reach out to me and they're asking me, Marie, I want to move back. I'm having difficulties in the United States, or things are getting to where it is overwhelming, and I want to come back home. But a lot of people are not sure if they could come back home. What kind of work could they do? Can they transfer their job with them to still be able to work here in the United States? Could you answer some of those questions for some of the people who are tuned in tonight?
So me and Marie talked about this backstage before we went live, but you just have to accept what life will look like in Haiti. You just have to accept it. It's not going to look the same. The financial security of a job is not going to look the same in Haiti as it would in the US. There's just no infrastructure for it. And honestly, I don't even encourage people to come here to look for work, because the pay you're used to in America, unless you just have a really, really good job here and you have connections and resources to get that really good job, the pay is not even going to look the same for you. And so when you come here, you have to be ready to work for yourself. But the thing is, you can. And I didn't believe I could work for myself either. I didn't believe I could make it happen either, but you can. And that's the thing that I feel like, as amazing as the States is, because the States does have work, it does have jobs, and that's a good thing. I'm not going to say that's not a good thing, but it makes us limited in our belief in ourselves. So many people are educated. So many people have ideals and things that they can do that people will pay for services for. And when you're in Haiti, you're forced to really think about, what can I do in life? What can I do that somebody needs? What service can I offer? What business can I start? So you just have to start thinking about those things now. Think about your skill set. Think about your talents. Think about what you can create, what you can do. Because I'm pretty sure we all have something that we can do, and be okay with doing that without an expectation of what the return is, per se, and just work. Don't put a limit on your ideal. Just work at it. And that's not to say don't be, strategic. And if you want to start a business, obviously you need to know the details and how much it's going to cost you to run the business and things like that. But don't be discouraged by like, oh, if I'm good at this, like, for example, I was in education. Oh, if I just start daycare or something like that, that's not going to make me money. Don't think like that. Don't think like that.
Wow. The good thing about it is, once you move to Haiti, you will be surprised just how much of an asset a small skill can be to the people of Haiti. Let me ask you, Dorothy, a lot of people concern is, how will the people receive them moving to Haiti? Some people like you weren't born in Haiti, or they have been outside of Haiti for many, many years. How did the community, how did family member receive you? Let me give a shout out to the people in the audience. Thank you guys for tuning in. Jadu, Triumph, Kingdom. Thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in. Please share the live. Maxine, thank you guys for tuning in. Please share the live.
So as far as, you know, and I'm sure this is why immigrants do so well in America, because when you've migrated to somewhere else, you don't have the time to think about what people think about you because you're working so hard to catch up. So for me, the first like year or two, Creole mwen lou, I did not grow up here. My
Mm-hmm.
parents nous habitué vini on vacation, so people are used to getting paid woke up just for anything. And so I was dealing with a lot of like expectations of people thinking you're rich. They think you're just going to be like throwing out money for everything. Like you don't speak the language, you're not from there. So, but you can't like, there was a lot of that. But for me, I was just focused on like, I'm in my 30s, I'm 34. So I'm like, I'm starting over somewhere. I'm focused on just getting to where I need to go. I don't care if my language is heavy. I don't care any of that. So people received me in multiple different ways. There were, some people, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it. There are some people that see you as the American and they think like, oh yeah, bosu. They think like, they're going to be able to take advantage of you, but that doesn't happen as often as people assume. There are family that are like, she'll be gone soon. Like,
Yeah.
but now after all of those things, what has just stayed even 4 years later is more so curiosity. There's two groups of people in business that work hard, that love their country too. They understand why I'm here. They know here. Other people that I work with in business, boss qui travaille pour moi, people that I meet, they understand. And sometimes they'll say like, hang in there. Can be like you're on the good track. So I get a lot of support from people that are working in business already. They get it. But then you have other people that like are maybe not in the same position, or they want to leave the country. It's more so just curiosity. Like why? Why do you have the choice to live in America and you live here? And there's nothing you can tell them to make them understand either. So it's two extremes.
Do you find it that a lot of our own people, we take away the value that Haiti have, thinking that everyone else's country is better than ours?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, and both Haitians and non-Haitians. I see it on TikTok all the time. People in the comments that are kind of like, oh, I did a video with I went to go get lipo, a cavitation, a service done, and I jokingly said, oh, I went to go get lipo in Haiti, and some people in the comments were like, oh, no one would ever trust lipo in Haiti anyway, so we know you're joking. And it's just like, why would you think that? And then you have other people that wasn't a Haitian that said it, but then you have people that are Haitians that unfortunately just don't have a lot of faith in the country. But then you have people that are the opposite. I grew up in a time in the 90s and like 2000s where when you were meeting a Haitian, you were meeting a very educated, brilliant person. So I didn't meet a lot of the negativity until more so now that I live here. But
Yeah.
growing up, most people I met were very much intellectual Haitians. Professors I would meet, people that even weren't Haitian were excited that I was Haitian. They're like, oh, do you know this person? Do you know that person? Have you read this book? Have you read that book? Do you know this person's work at Harvard? Do you know this? And I felt like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
not educated enough to be Haitian. I'm not smart enough. So I
I
didn't grow up.
always thought highly too of us Haitian
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
exactly. So I didn't grow up like that. So a lot of that is now, and I'm grown now. So it's like for me, it's just ignorance. I don't really think about it, but it happens.
What's a typical day like for you? And share with people what side of Haiti that you're living in. What's a typical day like?
Okay, so I'm in the north. I'm a little outside of Cap-Haitien. I'm in an area called Plentinor, but my Airbnb, which is a business of mine, it's in Cap-Haitien. So a typical day for me is waking up around 7 because Haitian people wake up very early, and now that the sun comes up very early, they're up
Mhm.
very early. So
Early.
yeah, so even 7 is like early to me, but it's like I always wake up feeling like I'm behind because you already hear
Mhm.
like the streets moving, people on their way to school, on their way to work. So it's motivating in that sense. It's also motivating. So I'm up early, just doing things around the house, just hanging out. And then I'll go to the Airbnb some days, go check on that. As you guys know, Haiti, where I'm at in the north in Cap Haitien, you provide your own energy system, you provide your own water. And so operating an Airbnb, those two things are very crucial. So I like to go over there and make sure those things are there. Everything's good, running any errands, just business related stuff. And just like, anywhere else. You get in your car, you drive to where you're going, do what you need to do. Now, days in Haiti are always very busy. So I try to save the days I leave the house for like 2 or 3 a day, and I just get everything done just because there's a lot of traffic. Our road conditions are not great here in Oka. They're not great. And so you just have to be prepared for that. But other than that, just typical work.
What is it that you enjoy the most about living in Haiti?
The beauty. It really is a beautiful island. It really is a beautiful country. Like the stars, the sky is, it feels like the sky feels closer to you. I don't know if that's because we're in the middle of the ocean. I don't know the science behind that, but the sky feels close to you.
Like you
The
can
sun,
touch them,
like you can touch.
especially at night.
Exactly. The sun feels close to you. Not in a way that's like burning, but like in a, in a
Yeah.
bronze, like everything just
Hmm.
feels so vivid, like a painting. And I'm from Houston, and you're probably remembering Houston too. Houston is like
Yes.
gray, as a
Yes.
gray cast. So it's not really beautiful. Haiti
Yes.
is beautiful. You have mountains everywhere. You have beautiful water. Everything is so effortless.
Mhm.
Like they don't even try. It's like watching a model every day that doesn't even try. You're like, this person is
Without
beautiful.
anyone pampering it, right? I say that all the
Exactly.
time.
So
Yes.
that's my favorite thing personally, is just being able to take in beauty. And I'm very much like, I like nature. That's why people go on vacation. So I feel like I wake up in a vacation, like on vacation every single day, like
Wow.
vacation destination.
That's true.
Hmm.
Let's go into the audience and let's see if we have any questions, guys. Ask her questions. She did a recent interview where the interview was more about why she came back into Haiti. And today, I want us to focus more on what is a life like for her in Haiti and to share it with you guys and to encourage you all to see there is life in Haiti. There is a lot that you can do in Haiti. Do not just focus on the negativity. You can also check out Dorothy on TikTok. Dorothy, please share your TikTok with the audience too, so
Okay.
that they can check you out on TikTok where you're more active.
Okay, so TikTok is at thejourney.group. That's also my website, thejourney.group. And so that's my TikTok. And then Instagram is my name, dorothy.jean. And thejourney.group is also the YouTube as well. So you can
Yeah.
find me at Jean.
Yes, guys. Please check out her channel on YouTube, guys, and subscribe to her channel. It is a fairly new channel. Let's get her to where she at least have 100 subscribers so that she can do lives and be interested to be more active on YouTube, guys. New York, thank you for tuning in. Someone says Ziggy News says she won the lottery before moving to Haiti.
I wish that would help.
Right? You could do
Yeah.
so much in Haiti,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
New York, thank you for tuning in. God is good. Thank you, Jerry Fisher. Willing. Good evening. Good evening to you too. Danny, thank you for tuning in. Says good evening, everyone. Nice to meet you, Miss Dorothy Jean.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Legally Haitian says, I want to move to Haiti, but I know there's so much that goes into that. What advice would you ladies give to someone who would like to move to Haiti full time with an inspiration to work a career?
I would say, so one, the thing that allowed me to have the freedom to move at the time I did was being financially free. Not income wise, I wasn't debt free, for being debt free. So I would say do that first. Start working on that debt. I Before I moved in 2022, like I told you guys, I was really concerned about my finances. So that was like years before. That was like 2013. I graduated college in 2013. So from like 2013 to 2022, like I was making financial mistakes and having to repair those financial mistakes. So I was really like working on my finances very heavily. And so I was like, oh, I need to pay off all my debt by my 30th birthday. So I just gave myself a goal. And then I turned 30 in 2021, and then I moved in 2022. So that was a huge part in being able to just pick up and go. So I tell people all the time, work on anything that attaches you to anywhere, work on that. And then in addition to that, start traveling to Haiti. I'm a little bit more introverted and shy. I didn't do as much networking as I should have. But for those of you that know, 5 years, 10 years, as you're working on your finances and debt, start traveling to Haiti, start making professional connections, make friends, meet people, go to events. I had went to a tourism innovation summit prior to moving here. That was very helpful. That encouraged me because I got to see a lot of young entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs in general in Haiti that were already doing work in Haiti that weren't necessarily Haitian as well. They were like Haitian American. And so I was like, oh, wow, and most of you guys know most of them, following other people, following people like C. Genty, following people like Rudy B. Like I was really, kind of checking in. And like I said, I just wasn't going the extra mile of networking. But if you can, and even if you can't, do it. Go to the events. There's, go to Haitian events, see what people are doing so that you can start to kind of make connections and meet people that will help you when you finally get there. And then if you're looking to have a career, so meaning you might be looking to find a job, those connections will help you find jobs in your field, and you never know.
Please excuse me too. I continued. It says to work a career in law. Their career is in law.
Okay. Well then, yeah, start making connections with lawyers here, seeing, asking yourself, do I want to go back to school in Haiti, or what would the process be like? Or even just working with law firms and helping them, grow. A lot of people are educated here and have careers and have businesses, guys, but a lot of people don't have that reach. Like, just like in the States, somebody could have a business, but maybe they need help marketing. Maybe they need help reaching like their peak potential. And you can do that, creating opportunities for yourself that don't necessarily exist either. So don't only look for stuff that exists, but, get to know lawyers, see what they're doing, see what, their challenges are, how you could be of service.
Wow. Let me give a shout out to Danny. Thank you so much, Danny, for the $5 super chat. Thanks for joining us tonight and sharing your experience. I enjoy your TikTok videos.
Thank you
awesome. Thank you, sis. The Chosen One says, hello, my sister. Thanks for sharing this interview with us. It's refreshing to hear a different mindset. Yes, of course. Stallion says, I'm going to travel to Cap-Haitien. Well, do you want to do something like where you welcome people into Cap-Haitien? Are you doing a little tourism thing? I mean, what are you doing to assist maybe some that would like to come into Cap-Haitien?
So I just recently had my first personal tour guide client last week. She was with me. Her name is Naomi. She spent a week with us. She was a solo traveler. She did everything on the north from Wanamet, which is northeast, all the way to Pomago going northwest. So we did a lot. And in that case, I helped organize her plan. She came in through Santiago. We helped facilitate everything, organized, helped her get from point A to point B, all of that. So that is something that I will be doing more of. And also, I'm really passionate about that as well, because the reason why it took me so long to get to Haiti was because I was a solo traveler, because I did not have anybody to go with. Nobody wanted to go. This is before De Camarón closed. So this is before COVID. Before Port-au-Prince was as bad as it was. Yeah. I really wanted to go to Port-au-Prince. I had never been as an adult, and I really wanted to go. And every company I would reach out to, every tour group I would reach out to, they just couldn't accommodate like a small group or one person. They just couldn't accommodate. And wow. Yeah. And so I was like, you know what, while I'm here, I really want to accommodate to people that necessarily aren't from the north, or that, feel like I would love to go to Cap-Haitien, or I'd love to go to the north, but I don't have any resources there, anybody there to really help me navigate. So that's information that I'll be putting on my website as well to give people more detail. There's already information on my website about traveling, but you guys can check it out and join my mailing list, because stuff like that will be coming soon.
Well, I can tell you now, you do not have an issue if you want to come to Port-au-Prince. If you come
Thanks
out
for
here, you know
yes,
you got me, okay?
yes.
Believe me, when I pull up in Cap-Haitien, I will be visiting you.
Thank you.
And guys, I lived, if you guys have been following me, remember when Monica and Luke surprised me with my mother and daughter, and we lived in the Airbnb. She is the owner of that Airbnb. I saw the house and I'm like, hold up. I know that house. I've lived in this house before. So her Airbnb is very, very nice. How if someone would like to stay at your Airbnb, how is it that they can get in contact with you? I mean, is there a specific link or
Mhm.
how could they get in touch with you there?
So I'm on the Airbnb app. They can look on the Airbnb app, put out their dates, and they'll see my listings as well. And my name is Dorothy, so they'll see the host. They can also reach out to me on online. The links are on my website and typically in my TikTok bio, but I switched the bio just temporarily for this call, for this
Mhm.
meeting, and so it'll be back to the link in my bio once we're done with the call. So yeah.
Awesome. Wed, what is it? Wed base, wed base head. Please excuse me, guys. Charge it to my tongue and not my heart. I want to know more about the current construction that's going around, especially in the north, just to see if there's any progress. Do you know anything about the current construction?
What current construction specifically? I'm not sure what construction he's referring to. I know there's been construction as far as repairing canals. If he maybe has just seen photos, so they're like working on canals here because as you guys know here in the north in Okap we have like a huge problem when it rains. So they've been doing work on the canals. So you'll see that. They've also been doing this project. They've been working on it since I got it from Dlo, like they've been installing pipes for water from Bala all the way to an area in Cap-Haitien. So those are the two like construction projects. And then as well as just you see construction all the time, private construction here a lot all the time, businesses, homes and things like that.
Yes. So please be a little bit more specific. Let me give a shout out to Stallion. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I'm canceling my contract with Ghana. I'm coming to Haiti. All right, we're waiting
We're
on
waiting
you.
for you, right?
God's child lady up top has a beautiful smile. Thank you. Thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you. Legally Haitian, thank you, ladies, so much for showing up today. I've had a strong desire to be in Haiti and help out ever since I could think for myself. Wow. If you have any more questions, legally Haitian, please feel free to ask. Look at the beautiful teeth on the lady at the bottom.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
guys.
It's refreshing to see other Haitians living on the ground. Best wishes to both of you. Don't forget,
Thank
guys, to please share the live. If you've yet to hit the subscribe button, please subscribe to this channel and also to our guest channel. What are some of the challenges you face in Haiti and how have you handled them?
So some of the challenges we talked about this before a little bit as well is the lack of infrastructure. The lack of infrastructure that exists here. So just basic thing, um roads, electricity, water, those things really create the biggest challenge because those are your three biggest expenses as well when you're just constantly, spending money on those type of things and money that you couldn't be investing in other things, investing on growing your business, and investing in growing up more opportunities. You have like this big budget just for inconveniences that the lack of infrastructure creates. I will say that's one, but I guess in a way it's like a double-edged sword, because I tell people all the time, but if there was more infrastructure that existed, Haiti would probably already be like full of other people with way more money and opportunities than me to come and do business here. So it's like at the same time, it's that lack of infrastructure that allows people that want to be in Haiti the opportunity to kind of like start fresh and grow. So I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm not encouraging there to continue to be lack of infrastructure, but I just kind of see it as both things. But that's the thing that more so stresses me out more on a daily. It's just like those things constantly. And also the lack of infrastructure in our government, like the level of corruption in our government. Not to get into that too much, but it's for me, when you come from the US where everything is like written down, if
Mm-hmm.
you know how much your property
Is
taxes
law.
are. Yeah, you know the law, you know how much your property taxes are, you know how much this is, how much that is. If you're late, you know how much the late fee is. Like, you just know. I just like to
Mm-hmm.
be a really organized and prepared person in that sense. And the lack of that, like, it just, everything is like a negotiation. Everything is, you just don't know. You go somewhere and all of a sudden you're in trouble. You don't even know why you're in trouble. You do, it's just, all of that is just stressful, but at the same time too, on the bright side, that's part of what has helped my people skills in a way, and just
Mm-hmm.
has allowed me to be more of a relaxed person. So even in the weaknesses in the country, I think when you're coming from the US, if you've never lived in Haiti before specifically, or if it's been a while, it really helps you to see people for just people. We are all people, and everybody has a reason for what they're doing, whether it's a good one or a bad one. And you just learn to deal with people a lot better. Whereas, like, in the US, I feel like I didn't really have that many people skills because I didn't have to. I didn't need to have a relationship with somebody to get something done. I didn't need to call, I didn't need those things. I just got online, I paid my bill, and I'm done. I don't need to talk to anybody. Whereas here, you're constantly forced to deal with people, talk to people, and that can be frustrating. But at the same time, it helps you grow in a way. And I think we need those life skills in life to really help us get to that next point of really creating revolution in the world. What's going on in Haiti is not unique to Haiti, it's unique to the world. And I feel like when you live in a state of passiveness, like, you just think it's okay to not, question anything, it's okay to not speak back, stand up for yourself, then we just create that spirit of passiveness that just continues and continues. And next thing you know, we have what we're experiencing in the world today, where we have world hunger, we have all these issues, we have so much going on. People can't live, people can't survive, people benefits cutting, all this type of stuff. And so Haiti has made me more of a fighter in that way. So even the challenges have made me really strong. But I'm ready for the day where these challenges no longer exist, though. But those are the things that are like daily, like, this is terrible.
No, I can understand because I live here, so I can relate. What surprises you most about returning? What is something that you didn't expect in Haiti?
Mm, what surprises me the most is um like the role of the government, actually. Like, you know growing up in the States, at least for me, guys, I was a little ignorant, so I'm not going to put that on all Americans, but for me, I was a little ignorant. I didn't really care too much about politics or care too much about government. I don't know, they do their job, I do mine.
Yeah.
And being here, what has been surprising is seeing, like, okay, like, this is what happens when they don't do their job, or this is what happens when a lack of a system of quality education exists. Like, this is what happens. And so you really start to see the responsibility that we have as individuals as well, and holding people accountable and doing things like that. So that has been surprising, and how much I've learned, as far as, like, okay, because it's easy to just say, like, oh, Haiti's like that because the people or whatever. It's easy to put blame on simple things, but it's like, no, this is a system. You see that system so clear in Haiti. You see it, and you see corruption for what it is, so it's clear. And it's not this big thing that is up there. It's you, it's your neighbors, it's your, it's all of us, and we see how it happens slowly but surely. And so that's been surprising. And what was the second question? What is the what?
No, the second question, something you didn't expect in Haiti.
Something that
that
okay.
you didn't expect it, but it's normal somewhat. I'll use something I saw on your video when you went to the dentist.
Okay.
Did you expect for that visit to be the way it went, or did you have an expected did you expect for it to be like a little shack?
Yeah. So, and I hate to say that, and but I every time I see like nice things, I am a little surprised, and not even because I don't feel like they can. Like it's more so being here. You know how hard it is to one. It's a little bit of both. I was ignorant. I was thoroughly ignorant prior to coming to Haiti about what the reality of life in Haiti was like. Not I had family growing up that would come from the States, and so I knew there were people that lived well, but like when you see it, visiting OCAP for the years, you see trash everywhere, you see all this stuff, you see shacks. So when you do need something like, a dentist office or a hospital or whatever, you do kind of expect the worst. And
Yeah.
so I was a little surprised also because I know the amount of work and money things take. And so when I see someone that has created a really nice organization or business, I'm like, wow, I'm not only impressed with your business, but I am impressed with you for fight, because I knew that was not an easy
It
task
was
to
easy.
accomplish. And so, but once again, another reason to just be proud. People expect you to be ashamed when you live here. Like, I'm proud because I tell them all the time, I don't know what group of people would be able to live with this, like this state of the country the way it is, as peaceful as Haitians do. Like, it's psychological warfare sometimes, like, and they're calm, they're kind, like, like, I know groups of people. Look, I'm from Texas, Marie, from Texas, where people open carry, where people, where road rage, someone will pull a gun out on you quick, fast, and in a hurry just because you cut them off in
Yes.
traffic. So,
Yes.
we see mass shooting in the US all the time. And so we know what people can do when they're upset. And so to see people live like this in this frustration, and they don't take it out on each other in a violent way, or they just keep going and still keep thriving, like, that's so motivating to me in a lot of ways. And I'm like, that's why when Haitians get so much hate from other people, I'm like, you just have no idea. Like, you're just ignorant. You don't know what you're talking about, because this is a very resilient group of people. Like, and so I'm not concerned for Haitians at all in that sense.
They try to portray us Haitian people as cannibals, as very violent people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you see is the small percentage that is violent. They are very violent, but that doesn't represent the majority of the people in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
Like you, majority of people in Haiti, at times, Dorothy, I'm like so surprised because when you come from Houston and to Haiti, you see a lot of differences in the people, in the interaction. I remember someone jumping off the 16th floor and killing themselves. I worked
Mm-hmm.
in the Social Security office, right? Because at around the time when the market failed, and they just instantly, wanted to kill themselves and did.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at what people in Haiti live through on a daily, and they smile through it, they get up early and face it. And
Mm-hmm.
that is where when people say, well, why are you living in Haiti and this and that? And I'm like, I have my problems. People
Mm-hmm.
around me have their problems. But when you look at the state of Haiti, if people can be happy and find a level of peace, who am I to come in and be like, oh, disrupt that peace?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I really don't like in Haiti is having access to healthcare. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because I've never been sick during my stay in Cap-Haitien, thankfully. So I've never had to visit a doctor's office to know what that protocol is like. But let's say in Port-au-Prince, A lot of people think that Haiti doesn't have like nice hospitals, this and that. What gets me is the fact that the classism in Haiti is sickening,
Mm-hmm.
because at times I'm thinking everyone deserves an equal opportunity to live. Everyone deserves an equal opportunity to have access to health care, at a minimum basic health care. Why is it that do you see it in Cap-Haitien too? People, you need to have money to have access to health care, and that is why people are so when they hear of Haiti, they think that, oh, there's no hospitals in Haiti, there's no dentist. There is. What it is exclusive for a small percentage of the population, and they offer their services at such a high price that the average person cannot afford it. I mean, do you see that too in Cap-Haitien?
Yeah, I do. And I've never been to Port-au-Prince, so I don't, but I hear Port-au-Prince says way more nice and things, hospitals and doctors we do in Cap. But I tell people all the time that yes, I understand that the US is racist in the sense of it's systematic. So we have US is systematically racist in a way, and so people experience it without noticing sometimes. I will say that my first experience with racism through classism has been in Haiti. I've never experienced it anywhere else. I've never seen it anywhere else in this way. So it's openly a thing in Haiti, and it is what it is, guys. And
I
um,
wanted to ask you that question. Have you
yeah,
ever experienced
yeah,
racism in Haiti?
yeah, for sure.
In
Like
Cap-Haitien?
it,
I
you
don't
know,
see a lot of mulattoes in
and it,
Cap-Haitien.
and
At
and
least
that's
I
why
did it.
not racism but classism. Like, it's people meeting you and wondering what you do, and if you say something that they like, then maybe they act interested, and it's like, oh, being I remember I went on a trip with a group of people, and I didn't know any of them because our car had broke down, so I had to take a ride with someone else in the group. And some of these people in the group, they're all black, so it's not a racism thing, but it's not a color thing, but it's like a class thing. And everybody in the car pretty much ignored me. Everybody ignored me. It wasn't like, it wasn't whatever. They ignored me, right? And then when we got to where we were going, one of the older gentlemen asked, like, oh, like, why are you here? Who are you? You look familiar. And I was saying, I've met you before. He was a doctor. I've met you before. You're a friend of one of my uncles who lives in the States. And he was like, oh, you're such and such's daughter. I knew you looked familiar. And instantly, everybody in the group with him then started asking questions. Who are you? Da 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 da. What do you have? And then when you start to tell them, oh, this is what you do, blah, blah, this is what, businesses you have. And it's like,
The
then it's a
vibe change.
curiosity. Exactly. And I do not like that at all.
Yeah.
But I hear that's a OCAP thing. I hear people in Port-au-Prince don't act like that. So I don't know. But so they're like that
That's
in
a
a sense.
Haitian thing. Do you
Okay.
find it where when you enter a room and you don't speak French,
Mhm.
that you
Yeah.
received a different way as well?
And I don't speak French, guys. I've met people that will just continue to speak French even after it's been very clear. I met this woman one time. I was introduced to her in English. The introduction happened in English. She responded in French. I'm thinking maybe she doesn't speak English, but I don't speak French. So I just continue in English because I don't know. And she just continues to speak to me in French. And I'm just like, now are you like, like this is on purpose. And then after she left me a couple of like minutes later, I'm seeing her talking to people in English. So I'm like, oh, so you wanted to prove a point? I don't know. So you have those little
Is
things.
that the superiority, because
Yeah.
she knew in English she couldn't challenge you,
Mm-hmm.
but in French, if she's even speaking French the
Yeah.
right correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I laugh anyway, even to my staff. Like, some of these people they thinking they speak French, and then when I hear people speaking French, I'm like, that didn't sound like what you
Right.
were saying, you know? But
And
it's just to feel like they have an upper hand.
Exactly. And I don't like that. And going back to your question as far as like seeing the classism and stuff, I don't know. OCAP to me, OCAP is not in a position to do that. That's what always shocks me. I always tell people all the time, I don't know how people are so zuzu. I don't know how people are so bougie when we're all passing by the same amount of trash every single day. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, I just can't accept it. I can't accept it. I don't care what car you're driving because we all had to drive through a pile of trash. I don't care where you live because you had to drive through a pile of trash to get to your house. So there's no room for that. So to me, it just makes the classism, it makes the like, it just makes it very uncomfortable and unnecessary because I feel like we all have the same fight. We all have the same frustrations at the end of the day. And money doesn't solve that to me. You know, money
Yeah.
can't, like, we don't have a lot of nice doctors' offices and hospitals. And if we do, they can put them in the chat and I will check them out. I will make videos and let y'all know. But we don't have. I feel confident that with money, I can piece together the health that I need. I can find a good reference and a good doctor that will do what I need him to do. He will be able to refer me to another place or another hospital that might have the machines that he needs. Like, I believe that money will create the resources for you to get what you need, but
Yeah.
there's no one place for that, you know?
Yeah.
And what's the point for me? I always say, and I don't know what it is. What's the point of having money and wealth and opportunities and status if I'm sick, I can't even get a heart attack on the boulevard. I can't even catch a heart attack somewhere. What if no one knows CPR? There's no ambulance that's going to come get me. There's nowhere that we can go. What if I don't have cash on me? Because you know how these hospitals are. You know, what if I don't have cash on me and they don't know who I am in the moment? Like, these things are, this transcends race and class. Like, you know, this is basic. And every health issue is not going to give you time to quickly drive to the DR or fly to Miami. You know, life doesn't work like that. So no, we don't have an infrastructure for healthcare here at all. And like I said, if we do, you know, maybe I'm just not in that circ yet and I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But based on the places I have been and the things that I have seen, I don't see a place for emergencies.
You know, and because we have so many intellectual, so many degrees in Haiti, what you see in the north is that so many people, their only focus is wealth for themselves.
Mm, exactly.
You know, and I always equate that to what's it to a man who gains the world but loses his soul. For
Mm-hmm.
me, it's difficult to have a beautiful home and right in front of your home is a pile of trash.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you could be comfortable inside of your home knowing when you open that door or when a friend is on the way to your house, this is what they experience.
Yeah.
And this is where we lack that community love. And we need to bring that back within our community. Stop just focusing on I have a nice home, inside of my home is clean. And a lot of those same people, they will be drinking something, and then
Mm-hmm.
you'll see the first thing they'll do is dispose of it on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start respecting the law of the land and just start doing things differently. I did hear there's a cleanup project going on in the north of Haiti. How's that project coming along? Have you seen some progress there with the cleanliness?
Mm-hmm. You see it when it's happening. I'm not it until we have a system for trash, like, it doesn't really matter. You know, you see it and I'm happy it gets everybody involved. Um, you know, but it's for a day, you know, it's for a day or two. Most of the times you don't even really see the result of it, but it happens and I'm happy that it happens, but there's still no system. You know, there's no system for trash collection. There's no center that we all can go put our trash that has been shared with us yet. And so even if people clean up, you know, if there's no maintenance, there's no,
Yeah.
you know, regular maintenance. We don't, you know, the city, we know, hey, they pick up trash every Monday and Friday.
no direction in a place too for people to
Exactly.
put the trash, you know,
Exactly.
teaching
So
our people to not just drop the trash on the side of the road, but having trash cans in places so that
yes,
they can dispose of the trash.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly. So
We have to do that. I do agree on. We definitely have to do better, especially in Cap-Haitien, because Cap-Haitien represent Haiti in a major way,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
especially during this challenging time.
Yeah.
Um, with That's why he needs more construction companies, even if it's a foundational construction company. I'm tired of seeing these little shacks when Haitians have creative ideas when it comes to designing. That's what's crazy.
Mm,
Is and this is when you could say we want to do it for ourselves. We don't want to do it for the community.
yeah.
Because some of the homes that we see Haitian people building, these homes are beautiful homes. They're not the average homes that the person lack creativity.
Mm-hmm,
No,
mm-hmm.
this is a very creative person who sat down and came up with, that whole design.
Yeah. We don't
Um,
lack that at all.
we
And
don't.
yeah, we don't. There are beautiful homes here all the time. I thought I lived in a beautiful home until I started going to other people's homes, and I'm like, oh,
Right?
yeah.
The chosen one, and thank you so much, the chosen one, for becoming a member of Life in Haiti. Thank you. Is there an activity you always done in the US you sort of miss or wish that you can do in Haiti?
Yes, going to the gym and outdoor activities. So going to the gym is one thing that I miss a lot here in Cap. We don't have any like nice gyms, and yeah, I used to spend a lot of time in the gym in the US as and outdoor activities like walks, like trail walks, going to the park and things like that, and having those be times of peace and exercise and things like that. So I do miss that here. I still go on walks and things like that, but it's not the same because, unlike the South, our roads aren't paved, our areas aren't like, it's just it's a park is a park.
Not
You
a
don't have
sight
time
to
for that.
see while during your walk,
Exactly.
based on the area and how the upkeep of the area is.
Exactly. So that's the thing I
I,
missed.
I do think you guys who are tuned in and is thinking of a business idea, I think that this is a great business idea.
Mm-hmm,
I'm
mm-hmm.
sure
Yeah.
you're not the only one feeling that way. The north side of Haiti need a very nice gym.
Yeah.
Can you share your opinion or experience of bringing children and a partner or even dating when choosing to relocate to Haiti if it applies to you?
So I came here. I was single. I don't have any children yet. I'm not married. And so when I came, I knew that I would have to marry someone that also had like a global mindset, like a global citizen mindset. And that's fine. As far as like raising children, I'm not, those things don't really concern me. Like children, parent, a spouse, things like that. Those things don't concern me because, like I told you guys, a lot of what motivated me to want to live a life that is a little different was what I was seeing in the education system. So from a like just for a while now, I've known that I would have to be super involved in like bringing up children and things like that. And the only thing that is a little disheartening is that there's not a lot for people like kids to do here in Cap-Haitien. But like Marie said, these are all ideals, and there's more of a culture like in the States of like, getting together with your friends that have kids. I had friends that had kids and, we would get together. I didn't have kids yet, but we would always get together and do stuff for the kids or whatever. So I just plan on, creating that community, what I feel like, doesn't exist, creating it with another community of people that have kids as well. So that's not something that I worry about because being a child of immigrants when I was growing up, I think that's one misconception that Haitians born in Haiti that migrate to the US don't really have sympathy for when it comes to the diaspora, like the diaspora community, is how sheltered a lot of us grow up as a result of our parents being new to a country and not having a lot of community. And so being in Okap is always so interesting to me because I'm where my mom went to school. I pass by her high school every day. Her first job was at Kwame Beach Plage, and I'm there all the time. So like seeing that community that she's had that still exists, where she went to have ice cream and things like that. I don't have that as a result of being raised by people that were still figuring out America. We didn't go out that much. We moved around a lot because they were trying to find the best state and the best place for them. And so I don't feel like I had like a better upbringing because I was in the US when it came to like that, creating like that home base, that social. So I'm excited for the possibility to like raise kids in a place like Haiti that has so much to offer, and I don't mind doing the extra work to supplement in the areas that Haiti just doesn't, have the infrastructure for. So it doesn't concern me.
You can always take a vacation.
Yeah,
You are a U.S. citizen, and your
yeah.
child will automatically be a U.S. citizen. You can send them back home with grandma and grandpa. And I'm sure grandma and grandpa, they will be a whole lot better grandparents today than they were raising us.
Right.
They're more open and more comfortable, not as reserved as they were when they, so the grandkids get to enjoy them a whole lot better than we ever did.
And I grew up with cousins coming from Haiti, like, having such a life, like such an interesting life to me. It was like a movie. They spoke multiple languages. They went to, different schools. They traveled to the US for vacation. Like, I look forward to my kids having a worldly experience like that, a different, like a Caribbean experience. That's like a dream.
Yes. Have you ever considered going island hopping, being that you are a U.S. citizen and you can go visit Trinidad, Jamaica, just different areas, just to visit?
Okay. Yes, I have. And the other day I was at the beach and I was asking, I was like, can other boats just pull up here? Like, how does that work if people, because I watch videos of people that like island hype on boat, like they'll leave from Florida and then go different islands. So yeah. For sure, I would definitely want a life that allows me to like visit different islands and things like that. It's a little bit more challenging now just because of our airport situation. There's like one airline, I think, or two that go to like Nassau and Providence, but yeah, that's something that I will do in the future. I am dating somebody right now, so when we get married, those are questions I inquire about all the time, like visa situations, how can, just to make sure that when that time comes, we can freely travel and do what we need to do.
Awesome. Cindy B, thank you for tuning in. Rosa says, Haitians don't speak French. The people in Paris don't understand them when they speak. Cindy B, you look so beautiful, dear. Thank you. Thank you. Haitians speak Creole. You make such good sense. Their neighborhoods must be cleaner. Thank you so much, Stallion, for the second super chat of the night. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Will Cap-Haitien accept nukism? I don't think they are.
No, I don't think so either.
Matthew says, I miss you, my finger. What? Excuse me. Let's remove these people, okay? Akanoko says, I love Haiti. Thank you so much for the love for Haiti. Thank you. How do I access your account to subscribe to both of you? Please hit the link to be able to subscribe to our guests. The chosen one says, if you can, using one word, describe what does it truly feels to you having returned and now residing in Haiti today?
I would say purpose or blessed or just, led,
Mm.
Mhm.
Cindy B says homes and schools are a great place to start with education about personal hygiene in a clean environment.
Mhm.
Have you are your career surrounds education. Have you considered leading a school there? You know, I'm big on giving back in Haiti,
Yes.
working within the community. That is a passion and a love that God have just instilled in me. And I'm like, I wish I had you in Port-au-Prince. I'd be having you stopping by all the time. But have you considered that? That because
So I have.
Mhm.
And I know last time we spoke before, when planning this meeting, you were very encouraging about that because I was sharing with you, and I'll share with you guys. I just didn't feel like, so I didn't go to school in this system, and I don't speak French, and I didn't feel like me alone could initiate a project like that. Like I'm not the one for that. And so though it's something I'm interested in, in the mid future, but I was like, I need a team. I need people that have done this. And after speaking to Marie was like, you can
Look
do
at me.
it.
God could use
Yeah.
Marie. Guys, what
Yeah.
make you think you can? I don't speak French either.
Yeah.
And when I think of like our history with French, I'm like, I cannot think that way, but you can do it. And I
You
believe
know,
in you.
it's on my to-do list, and like mid like mid, like you have mid goal. It's like mid goal, maybe like 3 to 5 years. It's something that I would love to do. I would.
Awesome. Well, I look
I'll
forward
be I'll be reaching out to you.
to getting that phone call, and
Yes.
hopefully Haiti is, things are a little bit more open. I would definitely, I do not mind heading there and giving you a hand. And believe me, there will be the challenges, but the impact that you will be making will be so much more fulfilling than any challenge that you will face. And
Yeah.
I know, I'm sure you will do it and you will do it great.
Yeah.
Example of the doctor's office we're talking about, I know that you will do it with dignity, you will do it with love, and I pray that you get to that soon.
Thank you.
Yes, soon. Let me give a shout out to Quebec Life. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you. Is there another place besides OCAP that you suggest to consider living over there? She shares she hasn't been to much other places. Therefore, I don't know. I'll let you answer that.
So I'm familiar with the North, just not any of the other departments. So I don't know the South. So I can only speak for the North, Northwest, Northeast. It just depends on what your goals are. So for me, if I worked remotely, or like my business setup wasn't already here in OCAP, yeah, I don't think I would live in Cap-Haitien. Cap-Haitien is like the last place. It's already so saturated, and it's cool if that's what you want. But I love areas like Folie Bete. If you guys are familiar with Folie Bete and the work that they're doing there, it's such a like, it's not completely rural, but it is like an undeo. It is like not as much of a city as Cap-Haitien, but it's the right amount of like city, that like town, and
Hmm.
still
I
rural.
love Foy
Like,
Liberté.
love it.
Clean.
Clean, so nice.
One of the
Everything that they're
cleanest
doing
areas.
there is perfect. You have a community of people that are building their homes, retirement homes, things like that. And it's all just looks like so different. They have such a different
Yeah.
charm style. And they also have the beach too and things like that. So
Hmm.
I personally really like Folibete. I also do like the West area for like business ideals, for more needs-based business, like going down. We went down to Mall Saint Nicolas a couple of months ago, and as you guys know, that may know, that's the stop where Christopher Columbus first touched on the island. And
Mm-hmm.
even just going out that way, there wasn't a lot of like infrastructure and things that existed. And I was like, oh, I would pick something out that way too. There's so much business opportunities too if you just want something different, because a lot of these areas don't have it. We went to Palmago the other day and they were telling us how like they still buy like produits alimentaires, like drinks, things like that for their businesses in Limbe, which is, it's not far, but it's not close. So they could use like a vehicle. Like there's still so much to do in some of these remote
Yeah.
areas that, if I could do it again, if I was just restarting, yeah, I wouldn't do Cap-Haitien.
Do you not find it a little bit too crowded living in the city?
Oh yeah, I don't live in the city personally, but yes, just in the area, yes, it's very crowded. Very, very.
Yeah, at times when I'm there, I'm like, you know,
Yeah,
I feel it's a little bit too crowded.
it is.
Legally Haitian says, you know what? I feel the same way, but if not you, then who? If not me, then who? If
Definitely.
not us, then who, right? Woodney says most of the Haitian do not speak French, they only speak Creole. By saying we speak French, that's crazy. Don't tell most Haitians that. You'll be in trouble. William said you could probably do a virtual class with Life in Haiti with the kids. That's a good offer too.
Right. Yeah.
You can come in and do a virtual class with the kids, and you're welcome anytime. We're playing that in the background. Jadu says, I admire you both. Thank you, Jadu. Thank you. Before we go, you've become a positive representative for Haiti online. What message do you hope your videos send?
That you definitely can, because I know so many people that want to live in Haiti, so many people that also have left and now want to come back, or they left and they realized where they went wasn't what they desired to be. Or the message I want people to get is that there's no American dream. There's no universal dream for anybody. The dream is based on what you have envisioned for your life. And what I want people to get is that, you don't have to start over for your dream to exist. Some people are halfway to their dream in their home country in Haiti and they don't even realize it, because they have their mindset that no, there's this other dream, this universal dream that everybody has except for me. And
Mhm.
and we're in the States. I'm looking from the States like, wow, you have acres and acres of land, you have a farm, you have a this, you have a that, you have connection, you have everything that you need to like succeed in a big way. Like, I want people to not be afraid to dream big for Haiti. And I tell people all the time, like, so many people are way better positioned to do this than me, or have the time to like really prepare themselves to live a big life. I feel sometimes you go other places looking for a dream and sometimes your dream gets killed, actually. And so don't be afraid to dream big, and the problems and the challenges that Hades have, we can solve them together. There's nobody coming, as Mel Robbins, I think her name is, always says, nobody's coming. And so we are the solution. And so don't take yourself out of the solution. You definitely can, build a life you want here.
Awesome. What are some of your future goals here? Any projects or dreams that you're working on?
So future goals. So I'm currently working on a farm/garden project that created. We started on that last year, and it stemmed from, like I said, what I miss the most about the States is outdoor activities and being able to go on walks and things. And so we didn't have a lot of land. We had like Yonkao. I don't know how much that is, and it's a little bit more than an acre. So, but we've been working on that. And long term is that I want to be in like agriculture tourism in a way, also just really showing like culture, being in a space of culture through agriculture, through tourism, and through like unique experiences, like travel experiences, when it comes to like Airbnb and things like that.
Wow. What would you say to someone in the US or anywhere abroad who are considering moving to Haiti but is afraid?
Um, you know, the world is scary right now. There's a lot to be afraid of, and not just in Haiti, just in general. So I would say definitely know what you're looking for and what you want, and really ask yourself what you're afraid of. If you're wanting to go to an area that is obviously unsafe, then yes, that's a real fear. I get that. But if that's not the case, or and even if that is the case, how can you contribute to that problem, in a way? Like, we can't let them steal our dream. We can't let these gangs and these people steal our dreams. And that's not just a Haiti thing, that's a world thing. So we really have to start being unafraid to face our fears and ask yourself, exactly what am I afraid of, and what can I do about that? So I don't think there's anything to be afraid of, because we're all humans. We all were given the same right at birth to rule over this land. We can't just give up our birthright, to someone else because we're hungry or because we're waiting for someone to come and save us all. So we have to start being unafraid to put our hands in the pot and really figure out how we can solve some of these problems.
Awesome. My last question for you: have you ever been afraid living in Cap-Haitien?
No, I haven't. I have not.
Awesome.
Yeah.
As people are saying, they think that the security issues are all over. And I tell people all the time, don't let what the media show you about Port-au-Prince to make you feel that that's going on all over Haiti.
Yeah.
Thank you so
No.
much, my sister, for joining us tonight. Any last words that you would like to share before we part ways?
Uh, just one. I just really want to thank you for this opportunity. A lot of people have this misconception that Haitians can't work together, that they don't want to work together. And just even in when you reached out to me and you were immediately supportive, immediately wanting to collaborate, and just everything that I've been looking for and wanting. And it's just happy to have these moments with someone like you. To change that stereotype and what people assume, and you've just been really helpful, and I'm so happy that you've given me my first live experience. And
Well, I thank you too for accepting it. I think it's because both of us were raised in the United States, so our perception of things is just completely different. And I try to share with people, even the staff, like collaborating and working with each other, you have the chance of accomplishing so much more instead of creating division. And we lack that within our community,
Yeah.
right? When I took the chance to reach out, I'm like, I'm going to reach out, especially when I saw you grew up in Houston. I'm like, so was I.
Right.
But do you know how many other Haitian media that I've reached out to and tried to collab with? And they do not feel that way. So I'm glad that you brought that up and you mentioned that. It's a pleasure. And in my mind, what everyone is looking for out of Haiti is going to take someone like yourself to lead it. We need Haitian Americans, Canadian Americans, someone who had an experience outside of Haiti for years to come in and lead and implement that change, because we understand the importance of representing our community, um, starting and completing a project with the pride that, not that I stole half the money for the project, but we came in to do this and we accomplished that.
Yeah.
And in the end, when we look back, when I'm taking that drive from my home to downtown, I can be proud. My children can be proud. My family and friends, those who were a part of the group, can be proud that we did something great for our country. And we're going to need more Haitian Americans. That is why when I see you guys, I've had Rudy on the show too. When I see people like you, I'm like, good, because we need to form a chain around Haiti, and we give the Haitian people what we see is missing. And I just want to thank you, my sister. Thank you. I wish you the best. You guys, don't forget to go and subscribe to Dorothy's YouTube channel. She's not very active there, but she did say she's going to be. She just shares shorts on here. But if you look up her name, Dorothy Jean, you will see her too on TikTok. Let's show her some love, and don't forget to let her know that Life in Haiti sent you. For
Thank
those who will be
you.
watching after the live, thank you so much, Dorothy. I wish you the best, and I know you're gonna do great things in Cap-Haitien. Your spirit is beautiful, and I'm praying that God's angels encamp around you and continue to keep you safe so that you will continue to do great things within our community.
Thank you so much.
Love you, my
All
sister.
right.
You'll be good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We do have an upcoming guest coming up on the show Wednesday at 6:30. So you guys be ready to tune back in on Wednesday. So many of you guys have reached out. Just to give you guys a tip, her story is pretty similar to my story. So we're going to have that young lady on the show. I do believe this show is the first show she will be on. I'm not really sure, to share her story. Guys, Haiti is just like any other place in the world. It has its difficulties and challenges, but one thing that I cannot deny is that I am Haitian. And regardless if I like it or not, wherever I travel to, that Haitian will always be attached to me. So why not live within my purpose? Why not dedicate a part of my life to doing something great within our community? And I just love seeing people like Dorothy Jean coming into Haiti and doing great things and representing Haiti on a positive scale. Thank you guys so much. Those who will be tuned in after the live, don't forget to like, share, and definitely subscribe. Leave us a comment below, guys. Take care. Be kind to yourself. Tell somebody you love them. And don't forget to be the change that you want to see.